back, everybody. We've about to go into the final match here. I do love that guy's voice who's doing that. Like, it's really like,
dude, that is some professional level voice right there.
Some like some exactly. There's some like movie trailer voice coming into it.
Yeah.
Even though he does sound like a little bit hesitant when he says ESCA, almost like he's not quite sure what it is. Like, you know.
But he's American, Anders. He has to know what ESCA is. Come on.
Maybe.
I'm trying to figure out who it is. You know, it's like somebody from ESLNA, you know, ESLU. But then he'd have a German accent as from ESLU, so that wouldn't work. Do you think they not just hired someone? Isn't there like must be like a company where you just send them stuff like read this and then send it the audio file back? I don't know if that's possible, but I'm just guessing. I'm sure it is.
Probably.
You never watched The Bridge, bro? I
didn't.
See, there you go, Scandinavian crime movie. Or series.
Oh, I know what it is. I haven't seen it.
It's super sick, dude. I watched the first season. I was like, yes.
I probably
there's a second season too. I didn't even know there was a second season. So when it's like starting the second season, I'm like, yeah.
I should probably seen that, but I haven't.
It's pretty good.
Okay, maybe we'll watch it together someday.
And it's like I get Danish lessons and Swedish lessons.
Yeah, it's true.
At the same time. It's super sick. I have no idea what the Danes are saying, but I get the Swede. I get the Swedish side. But then the Danes come on. I'm just like, I get what you're trying to say there, bro, but it doesn't work at all.
Just sounds like one long noise that never ends.
I can't even do it, dude.
Brilliant. Yeah, we're gonna be there soon as well in Malmö, so obviously where the bridge is. So yeah, why not? It is gonna be the hot match for the evening here.
It is
for Score Esports hot match. Definitely very cool. I think this is not a bad pick at all. Fnatic and Virtus.Pro. We just saw how much Virtus.Pro actually could claw it back. They just weren't able to go all the way.
No, yeah, you're right. They weren't. They just woke up a little bit too late. Imagine if they'd kicked in just a couple of rounds earlier, we might have actually had some kind of upset scenario there, or even overtime. It was that close. But next map is going to be Overpass, and so this is fun because both of these teams are good at it. There's no excuse here for Virtus.Pro. Overpass is a map that they're supposed to be confident on, that they should be able to actually execute some strats on.
Fnatic, no, it's not their strongest map though.
It's been a while, but they used to be capable of playing like what I saw as like the perfect CT side of Overpass. Like they were aggressive. They always challenged. They made the terrorists use up all their time trying to get to the sites. They never allowed them to just walk up and set up on the site for free. So this is obviously past Fnatic. Now is that current Fnatic? I mean, we'll find out. But if Dennis keeps playing the way that he is, Dust 2 Dennis, man, he came in with some big rounds. Olaf as well had a really strong start. So I mean, individually, it looks like Fnatic are fired up.
Yeah, I can't even pinpoint anyone on Fnatic side right now that don't seem to be in their element. So yeah, that's obviously a problem for everybody on the VP side. But I hope they can carry in the sort of the warm up that they got on Dust 2, the reality check there, and say if they want to win Overpass here, it's gonna have to be a strong showing right off the bat. They can't just let Fnatic get the first 7 rounds without much of a fight and then show up and be like, all right, let's do this. It's got to be earlier than that.
Yeah, that would be unacceptable. And I like how everybody's going back to MP9 knives, or not the M9 bayonets. We've only got one set of Shadow Daggers, and everybody was using Shadow Daggers when they came out. It's good, boys. It's good. Shadow Daggers are horrible.
I still haven't had any Shadow Daggers. I feel like I'm being left out.
Neither have I, and that doesn't bother me.
That doesn't bother you, all right.
I got my tilt knife, and that's good enough.
Here's what I keep thinking is, not to get like all, too caught up in the details or anything, but I keep thinking if you did like punch someone with the shadow knives, is there like a pretty good chance you would actually break your fingers as well? I feel like the sort of the force going back into your fingers, like
because it's not brass knuckles.
No,
you don't have the support of like the other rings around your fingers.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it'd be.
What was that? Because that used to be a trench knife. That was it. It was a trench knife. Back when they, what was it, like World War I, World War II, they used to have like brass knuckles, and then they'd have a spike coming out of the bottom of it. Nasty. Wouldn't be fun to run into that guy.
That's uncomfortable, definitely.
When are we gonna have that in CS:GO? Let's get some reality in here. They're like absolutely illegal everywhere in the world, but I mean, hell, CS:GO video game, come on.
I think all of these knives are illegal, to be honest. Almost wherever you are. Not gonna be too much of that.
Not in the States, bro.
No, obviously not.
Obvious. Everything's legal in the States.
So that's why it's such a great place. We've got Virtus.Pro playing on the CT side. We've got Fnatic here on the terrorist side. And again, this is our hot match for the day. So we'll see How it's going to turn out. Fnatic being very quick and aggressive in checking out the restrooms here. They've already got a lot of map control, but they are eventually going to run into Pasha here. Smoke goes up right at the edge. Pasha on the other side, and Flusher taking down Snacks, who was there to help him out. Great shot from Pasha. Actually runs back and trades places with JW. He's going to try and see if he can look for the kill. JW on the other side. That Smoke's going to fade any second. Only 7 bullets left here for Pasha, while Taz is tearing it up in the meantime, getting a kill. And Crims, he's going to go down to JW. So patient and waiting, and by the time the waiting's done, so's the rest of his team, and Taz picking up a total of 3 kills in that pistol round. A great start for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, what a fantastic performance from Taz, locking it down. It all worked out so perfectly for Virtus.Pro. The fact that Pasha's there to just delay the push further, and then Taz holding the line on the side itself. It was that constant threat of a crossfire, of a backstab, that was just keeping Fnatic, well, locked down, bogged down in front of the A site. That's the kind of thing that's really going to start off VP super strong here. If they feel like things are going their way, you know, they're landing their shots, but, you know, they're getting the lucky break as well. That's perfect. And so now, well, a little bit of just a little bit of pressure showing up here in Connector. Snacks going for the deep smoke, not going to try and set up the one-way.
Overlook is right behind JW, walking through the C-set, and Snacks. This has got to be, I mean, it's almost ironic that the Snacks that he catches, but that's got to be so annoying. Whenever someone does that, you're just shaking your hand and thinking he just walked through the smoke.
Yeah. You're just like, oh, the pain. Woe is me. And here I was cursing them, saying, you know, things are going their way. You know, they got some luck on their side. Snacks just like, thanks, Semler. Thanks.
Let's see if it's going to backfire on him. I mean, all he did steal was an MP9, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Let's see if it's going to change anything. Getting close to this B-bomb site where Bialy's holding it a little bit further back as well. They do have Taz, so they've got some defense here, but this against Armor is not going to be great. He's down to 1 health as well, and no chance for Bialy. And right now, no frags being replied with here for Virtus.Pro. Just all Fnatic all the way. Finally, all of Meister going to go down here, and some backup is showing up. Neo coming in with a P90 as well, doing a lot of damage, and it's back into a 2-on-2. He's not hitting these bullets, though, out of them, and now jumping on his face is going to be Crims, and Pasha goes down. What a round. Dennis with the double, and JW with 2 kills as well.
What in the Sam hell just happened is what I'm wondering. How are Fnatic, A, allowed to get up onto that site for free? Where was Taz to back up Bialy? Like, no, Bialy was just alone, dead, done, and nothing Taz could do to actually back that up. He did manage to catch the man pushing aggressively, but somehow Virtus.Pro, they just throw that away against the pistols.
Yeah, I kind of agree. That actually is a slightly asinine setup, because Bialy could do the same job that he was doing there by just being on the ramp instead. Then he can fall back and they can both do something. Yeah, I don't know.
It was an interesting setup once you see it actually happen. Well, as it stands, it is going to be a force buy from VP, so they decide to just, you know, go ahead, keep that pressure up on Fnatic if they can. They've already done some damage with the scout on Dennis, but then Flusher shows that, hey, I picked up a FAMAS, and it's a rifle, and Neo, you're dead. That scout not going to get anything done now. Taz, though, with the backstab, he's actually going to be able to pick up one of these kills. JW is down, and so now Fnatic, well, they realize that they can just power up onto this A side, it looks like. They even catch out Pasha.
I mean, it seems a bit shame for us watching it here, because it looked like Pasha had a great chance to sneak up and get at least 1 kill in there. But when you hear someone running that much, you could also be thinking, are they trying to fake it out? Are they using the sound to fool me? And are they actually waiting right around the corner? So, yeah, it's hard to judge Pasha too much for that one, but he did miss the timing. Whether or not he knew it or not is a different matter. Now, Dennis doing work with the jumping scout here, going to be shutting down Bialy, and only 2 people die for Fnatic as they bring it back here to a 2-1 scoreline, and VP still cannot buy.
Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable as far as Fnatic are concerned as well. 3 people alive. They keep the scout, which is going to be effective in this round. VP on a hard eco. Fnatic knew what was up. They knew that they were playing against Kevlar, and so they know now this round they can farm up if they want to. That's why Olafmeister is just like, I'll just go with the Deke, get some nades, go ahead and you know, just take the fight straight up. I wouldn't have been surprised to see him go for a Mac 10 or something along those lines, but they'll just decide to stick on the pistol for now. And Fnatic, they're just not showing any fear whatsoever. It's going to be a very fast execute here onto the B site. Luckily for VP, again though, they make the correct call as far as the stack. They've got 5 players waiting for him here.
Bit of a grenade, but they're all sort of trapped behind there. I'm not sure this is the best setup to have this many people on the bomb site. Bialy doing really good work getting the double kill in, but they're still very low on health here. 1 health as well on Crims, and Dennis very nearly dead. It might not be quite over yet. If they could just find Dennis, it's actually a 2v1, and there's the shot. Now it's all on Flusha. I mean, he's got 1 bullet for either player, and that's all it takes. But he has to actually get up here, and they got the bomb covered as well. Bayali gonna go down. Neo, if you wait and let him closer, it's gonna be a one-shot with this P250.
This is such a scary situation for Flusha as well. Because no matter how much damage has been dealt to Neo, he needs to hit the headshot at this angle. He's going to try and push forward here, see if he can't close that. So spots out Toxic, sees nobody waiting for him there. Turns away as Neo peeks from pit. And let's see if he can react in time. The wall bang, yeah, it's just too much of a threat for Neo. Neo really just needed to get super lucky there to be able to pull that off. And unfortunately, Flusha, he was trying to pick up the P250. He gets the Glock instead. So no luck for him this time. But still, what an expensive round for Fnatic. I mean, yeah. VP, that was perfect. They couldn't have gone better for him.
Now, I don't want to be that guy, but just imagine what would have happened if they had someone with a flashbang. So that when they're all there, instead of just staying in the pit, sort of weirdly taking fights, throw the flashbang and fight instead.
No, that's true. That is true. That $200 investment, you want to see teams make it a little bit more often, but instead they wanted to try and prioritize this round here, get that full buy going, get every nade possible here to hold off Fnatic. Fnatic, though, they've got a full buy of their own. They have all the nades necessary. Not a single Molotov, though, so that's a little distressing. When it comes to the actual execute, they won't be able to clear out any angles with it. So we'll see what they have in store. Fnatic, not usually a team that's known to go for full executes either. Usually just a couple nades in and then run and gun. We'll see if what they have in store for us here, because they're playing so passively right now. They want to, basically, they're trying to deal rope out right now, waiting for VP to hang themselves. And it might happen, although Pasha and Snacks have a very creative hold going on, stacked up one on top of the other like this.
Yeah, it's going to be frustrating trying to actually peek that angle, because they're exactly the same line. Just a slight level difference.
Yeah, that's very cool. Then again, a big spray would be pretty painful. But yeah, there you go. The AWP, not the perfect weapon for that scenario. And well, now Dennis, he's on the wrong side of the smoke as well. Spots out Snacks, takes the fight, loses it. Snacks coming through big right now for VP. 2 kills for him. He gets dropped down to 34, but still the damage is done. And they don't even let up the pressure here, VP. So long as these smokes stay in place, they can just keep Fnatic locked out of this site. 25 seconds left on this clock. Fnatic are running out of time. They need to come up with something big here. And Olofmeister, he's having to walk his way onto the site because he knows that they're waiting right there in front of Restroom on the other side of the wall, so they would hear his steps. Flusha going to try and throw a bit of a fake here, trying to throw Virtus.Pro off balance. But he's got the bomb, so if he dies, that is it. It's done.
Yeah, I think they want to try and use Crims to open up that bomb site. If Crims could have walked in, because he was the first one in, and the other two were sort of waiting to see what happened, right? When Crims goes down, there's not really much of a plan left. I mean, that's just going to be the end of it. Great round and a great comeback into the early stages here for Virtus.Pro, making it 2-3. And because they had that previous round where they killed pretty much everybody except for Flusher, I think, the money for Fnatic is just not that great.
No. That's that anti-eco, man. It's really paying off for VP now. Because now, yeah, it's just pretty much a hard eco. 3 Deagles, 2 P250s, some Kevlar invested in it as well. Dennis going for the helmet. But yeah, this is the round really where Virtus.Pro, they need to have a perfect anti-eco. They just need to lock it down. You see them, they are taking a little bit of a risk with Pasha deciding to push up at long, but he decides to fall back, and that's the wise thing to do. Just keep the defense consolidated.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're trading or just, firing with 2 guns rather than just getting caught out, potentially giving a gun up to Fnatic, allowing the likes of like Olofmeister or somebody to run around with it. That's how you lose this round if you're Virtus.Pro. So just keep your cool, sit on the site, and watch each other's backs.
Fnatic doing their best to check all the angles going into the restroom here. Going to be hard for them to find anybody without giving up a bit of a kill like that. Snacks unscoping at the wrong time.
Thought that was a... Oh. Wait, what?
Crimson and JW coming into it as well. That's Neo going down. Taz finally getting some work done here with the AK, but he's getting flanked as well, and he's out of bullets. Couldn't complete the spray. So now it is going to be Flusha and Crims left. A double kill for Crims currently. Very low on health, almost with the kill there by Ali. He needs to move quick as well. He needs to find these kills. They can get in and get that defuse home. Flusha on the other side of the boxes. Crims in a really good position here by Ali. Might be slightly aware, but no, he's going to walk right in. And Crims picking up a triple. That'll be Fnatic stealing another round away. Just like in the second here. This is devastating for VP.
That was art. It sucks that Bialy didn't get the spray on Crims, but then for Crims to take advantage of that HE advantage of the noise to run up close and change his angle to something that Bialy wouldn't expect. That was really cool. That was really smart CS from Crims, just getting right up close and waiting around that spot. So, and if Bialy has to go for that, that opens it up for, well, Crims' teammate to just peek him in the back. So that was perfect, and now it's going to force VP to stay onto pistols. Man, nobody can really establish their economy so far. Nice flash to top mid, and there you go, Anders. Flash pays off in the end, but not really.
I mean, they got a little bit out of it, but the rest of Fnatic, I think, were just too far back, really. So hard for them to follow up on that kill. Neo playing close range here. It was a good idea, but it didn't pay off quite. It's a team ace instead for Fnatic, and a 5-2 lead here. I think VP is one of those teams that do it a bit more than others. And again, it's just when you hear those deagles go out, what is the temptation to try and go and peek them? You know, experienced team like Fnatic, they have so many players that are deadly with them.
They're sick aimers, basically. I mean, just look at this buy coming up from VP, man. They just don't have any money. They have no utility. Not even a single player going for like a FAMAS just to be able to get a full set of nades. Instead, it's just going to come down to really ballsy play. Neo pushing all the way up to top mid. He catches Olofmeister with a knife out. And well, now, I mean, it's that kind of play that's going to make this round work for VP, because if they try and sit back on the sites, they have no nades to buy time with. And Pasha, he's also pushed up the top mid. So this is big. He's in playground. He's looking for that perfect backstab. This is so chaotic. Fnatic, they're never going to see this coming.
Is Pasha going to turn around at the right time? That's a question. Dennis is right there, and he has the bomb as well. He does actually turn around real quick, but JW going to go down to Snacks as well. And that was in connector. So finally, a bit of a refrag coming out. And nice running shot from Pasha. And Flusher going to be very much alone. This is just a strange game early on here. I mean, impossible to figure out how or why these things are happening.
They hadn't gone for anything like ultra aggressive like this VP yet. They've been challenging around mid, around restroom, but pushing all the way up to top to do it with a rifle round as well after a round of eco. Fnatic just got caught completely off guard. They were not expecting it to be that aggressive. They were expecting VP to be playing scared. So that's the kind of play that's really going to turn things around for you if you're VP. Flusha's got the bomb, but little does he know. Awkward. Yeah, Pasha's waiting for him.
Triple kill as well. But, I mean, all this trading, if it keeps going on back and forth like this, Fnatic can buy again. It's obviously going to favor the terrorist side. This is a CT-sided map. So Fnatic are going to be fine with this continuing, even though they'd probably want to win, you know, some of these rounds a bit more convincingly. It's still not that bad. Double up, though, on the VP side. I do like it. See if they can make it work.
Let's see if they decide to go aggressive at Monster now. Aggressive. I mean, they could have the peak.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there we go. Flash from Neo, and it's going to be perfect. They're going to be full blind. All three members for Fnatic as they come through that smoke. All four, in fact. The full duration blind going out there from that flash.
Can't see a single thing. That allows Neo to AWP on the other side of the column if he feels like it. But Fnatic are in there, and the rotation has not been completed by VP. They do need to get a couple of more members down here. The bomb is still on the other side. Fnatic are content right now to just wait out all of these grenades. Which means VP will have just a little bit less to work with. And there's the opening shot, follow-up from Olofmeister. Two stunning headshots to start off this push with. Taz with the one reply. Flusher coming in, and he's going to go down as well. It's back and forth. They just keep trading Snacks, and Pasha helping out. And it's going to be all up to JW, who was holding the back line, making sure they weren't getting flanked. The push started off so well, but it couldn't be completed.
We know where he's playing from now as well. Snacks was close enough to hear the footsteps when he came through connector. And that was just beyond awkward. Sick wallbang from JW onto Taz. So he'll drop him down to 3. So somebody's going to be forcing on VP. So at least they're keeping the money down low here. But Fnatic, they don't have enough to go for a full buy. They have to eat a round of, well, they could afford a quasi buy here, going for deagles. Yeah, investing a little bit, but that's just to to equalize the money. It's not going to really to balance out the money. It's not really going to pan out for him in any big way. They took so much time though to actually push out there. Fnatic not using the smoke at Toxic. Like, where was the second smoke to go up on the site to negate Sniper and just get that bomb plant in? I was kind of curious about that. It wasn't until Wolfmeister started to ratchet it up, but then they were all split up. It was very, very off, very weird from Fnatic.
Yeah, but once they get those two opening frags, the real question is how come they can't close out the round from that point on at least?
Flush charging Taz as well. This is sometimes where like the overconfidence comes into it, where it's just like you're so confident to take these fights and believe that you're going to win these duels that it really comes back to haunt you. Imagine Flusha, you just guarantee that bomb plant. Flusha guards the bomb planter, and then, what do VP do if Fnatic are just, forcing them to come to the bomb, basically controlling the situation that way?
Smoke from Neo. I wonder where that landed. If it was down by Elbend, I imagine it probably was. Now they're going to try and see if they can get a bit closer here. Nice timing, and Dennis taking 2 before he goes down to Neo. Olofmeister not going to hit the shot, and that's huge plays coming out of Neo right now, making sure that the bomb plant here is going to be very, very tough for Fnatic to get through.
Yeah, even default plants is not really going to work with Neo holding up that close. And there's the flash, and Crims misses the shot with the AWP. That was pretty much a given there. So Virtus.Pro, man, one step at a time. They're just battling their way back into this half, 5-5. And Fnatic will have money for everything that they want here. JW going to dodge the AWP. Well, he didn't have enough for it. He only had the 4,000. They had enough on Crims, but he's not their primary opper. So Fnatic, it's going to be like loose, basically. Loose kind of play coming out here. Everybody has AKs. They have enough nades for an execute if they want to try for it. And they haven't. I mean, JW hasn't really had a huge impact with the op, so I don't think they're losing too much here, Fnatic, by not having him with the sniper rifle. This could get awkward, though. The master of smoke deception.
He's just listening for them on the other side. It's already pretty decent information for him to have heard. Here's Olofmeister as well. You could tell Snack's just tracing him, and he's going to get the opportunity, but Olof going to live. That still means that Snack's has a pretty good idea. There's 3 people who've walked down connector, so not at all bad to know early on.
Extra man is rotating down now, probably going to get up into sniper as well. And what is this clever play? Yeah, we have the little boost. Oh, there's the spot, and JW, he doesn't get the angle right. He's doing a little bit of damage to Bialy. Olofmeister caught a kill, though, in the meantime, and they're going to rotate back up to A. They eat a nade. Massive damage onto Olofmeister, onto 3 from Fnatic. That was a dunk nade. But the important bit is that Fnatic got the man advantage. They got that kill somehow.
Taz sees a couple of people. That's a very valuable jump, but is he going to be able to do anything? He's got a little bit of backup here as well. Bialy playing in the back lines, and he actually hits the shot on Flusher. Taz to follow it up, but still trading way more favorably is Fnatic. Neo and Pasha, 2 versus 4 here. Neo spraying wildly through. I mean, look at the damage being done. It's still not enough, I think. 1 versus 3 here for Pasha.
Yeah, and he misses the jump. This is going to get awkward. Misses the no-scope. And, well, JW, now you got your op back for free. Care of Pasha. And VP, they're down. That was all over the place for Fnatic, though. Olofmeister getting the kill up on, must have been in mid or at long, because he had hung back. So Fnatic, trying to make VP that they were wrapping back over towards A. Basically, the bluff within a bluff, coming back towards B, winding up there.
And you see the effect of Snacks not getting the early kill, leaving Olofmeister to live and get a kill as well. It's devastating sometimes, those small things.
And I'm still just like amazed at the brass balls on Flusha. He just runs up there, like no nades to help him, just taking the fight. And well, more of that here from Dennis. He takes out Snacks and Connector. Bialy not really able to support his mate. If they open that door, they're pretty much going to take a bullet to the face. So it's not really pretty right now. Yeah, Olofmeister's already ready and waiting, and he doesn't spot Taz, but a full flash on a Pasha. And it's just everything going Fnatic's way in this round. Nothing working. He even spots out Bialy Olof, so he can just spray him down. The info is there, and yeah, nicely done by Bialy. Still wins the duel, but there's a man close enough where Bialy should not be able to live through this.
Yeah, it is just too much of an uphill battle, and the real problem is VP actually bought for this round. They tried to force up to try and win it. Now that they didn't, they've put themselves so far behind. 7-5, and Fnatic with already a great first half, but it's about to get so much better.
Now they can just crush through VP on a hard eco. VP have got a bit of it's an easy situation for them. You got 2 choices. You force or you hard eco. And Taz is going to go ahead and spend $300 on a P250, dropping him down to $1,700. But yeah, they just don't have any money, VP. They just don't have any money.
Just one flashbang.
Quiero plata.
Need that. Fnatic doing what for a long time was the sort of the normal response to playing against the Nico round is just to walk long, because even if there's a couple of pistols out here, so much easier to deal with. Obviously, if you go connector or even into that B bomb site, see how close you get to the pistols. Up here, you're basically in the A bomb site, and then even if they're all stacked up there, you can just use all your grenades to clear out every single corner. So who cares?
I like this approach from Fnatic. Obviously, if there's a flash, they're going to get dunked, but moving together 3 like that with the rifles, if anybody was to peek on VP's side, they would be instantly dead. So that's a nice thorough approach here from Fnatic in an anti-eco situation. They get the bomb plant for free, and now you just see all the VP kind of milling around, hoping to get lucky. hoping somebody from Fnatic is going to go ahead and grace him with their presence. Olofmeister, he gets dinked. He's down to 34. Can he get a nice nade in there? He does manage to do a little bit of damage.
Ooh.
And then JW 2 for 1.
Excellent angle as well. Snax hiding in a corner. Just really hoping, but it wasn't going to happen. Dennis will take him out. And that is going to be an 8th round for Fnatic. VP, it's a bye, but it's not exactly great.
No, not really. Taz, yeah. Flash, decoy. I mean, at least they have 5 smokes. 5 smokes, 5 flashes. It really isn't pretty. Not a single kit picked up either, so they have no margin for error here for Virtus.Pro. And Fnatic now should be waiting for any kind of weird pushes. They should just be exactly holding back. JW looking into connector. Smoke is going to go down. That'll tell them that at least somebody's playing around here. But then the rest of Fnatic, yeah, they aren't even pushing to top mid. They aren't going to give them the chance to go for any kind of shenanigans here, Virtus.Pro. They're just waiting to see where is the aggression going to come from, because VP, they need to take a little bit of a risk here with such little utility.
I mean, that seemed to be what worked for them so well earlier when they were being very aggressive towards Fnatic and sort of forcing some of the fights earlier up. Now that they've given Fnatic more room, it seems to be working the other way. But speaking of aggression, Taz actually deciding to cancel moving up, which from our point of view seems like a bit of a mistake.
Fnatic should be perfectly fine with this situation. Smokes are going up at 1:10. They'll have 50 seconds left by the time all those smokes clear up. Pasha's the only one with the smoke left on VP, and then a single flash on Bialy. So this is it. Can Snax hit some headshots? He's going to need them. Olaf and Dennis, that tag team, they're going to be coming right around the angle soon. Spray battle. Snax not going to be able to get caught because they were actually setting up with some nades, Fnatic, so he gets out scot-free. Now you have 3 players on this A site ready to greet them, but then flush it with the shot through the smoke onto Neo. And this is where it gets hairy. Fnatic have got 40 seconds to clear out this bomb site.
Flusher, the big question is he going to shake that corner? Pasha could get a couple of really good kills in return. There is Bialy also flanking them right now, but this corner here, and Pasha, he's going to get quite, he gets the 1 kill. That's more than I thought he would have. Even Snax picking up 1. That's keeping VP competitive, and they almost line up. They will, in fact, line up. Bialy taking down 2 with that continuous spray, and now it's on Dennis, and he can't do a thing. Taz will take him out, and Virtus.Pro staying alive in what seemed like a very unlikely round for them to win.
Yeah, that was, especially Pasha. The fact that he actually trades up 1 for 1, that makes all of the difference right there. And he had the smoke as well, like he just sitting in that angle.
Can we spectate Neo on the spawn for this round if it's still live?
What has Neo got?
Well, he's just been throwing the 1 smoke all the time, but not this time.
Oh, isn't it the jump smoke down into?
Oh, it's not a jump smoke. That's what I was wondering about.
Oh, okay.
I think it's for the other sewer though. I think it's for not for Monster, but for the other one.
Yeah, for the one that goes into sewer, because they've been like Taz has been taking over sewer pretty aggressively.
It isn't the jump script. I was just wondering exactly how it lands. It's just a detail. Well, Dennis ends up getting himself killed. That was Bialy opening up. It's a good job, Bialy. He seems to be a little bit slow in the beginning, but he's had some good rounds since.
Yeah, that double spray. That was a huge play from him. And now Pasha, scout, jump, gets spotted. But they've got the man advantage so far, VP. So they could end this 8-7, which would be, I mean, not the best score, but much better than 9-6 favoring Fnatic. Because Fnatic, they are going to be pretty solid on that CT side. Flush is a real terror over on the B site. So VP, they desperately need this last round, and they're just trying to keep their cool at this point, forcing the clock on Fnatic. Basically just saying, you know, we're going to run this down and force you to run into our crossfires, into our defense. They still have incendiaries as well for Virtus.Pro. They're doing a really good job of holding on to some nades here at the end of the round.
Those could be so valuable, but now they're actually starting to use them a little bit here. Kind of wish they would have saved 1 maybe for a plant. Pasha jumping over 1 time too many. Gets punished. Snax down to 15 health, but he will pick up Olofmeister at least. He's going to hide in the corner that everybody pretty much always checks. And Neo to get a couple of kills. Snax actually comes charging out, and it's all on JW. 1 versus 3. So Virtus.Pro, not exactly a great first half for them, but they at least make up for it here. And JW is out of time as well. 7 seconds. He goes down, and it will be a 7-8 finish. So there's at least a little bit that went in their favor at the end. But some very, if you look at the scoreboard, I mean, once it resets here, just the trading of rounds early on, there's almost no rhythm at all.
Yeah, some lucky gambles coming out from VP, basically. That 1 round where they bought up with rifles and had, like, literally no nades.
You know what happens, Semler, when you don't have rhythm? The worm eats you.
What?
The worm eats you. Dune?
Oh, no, but you have... It's when you have rhythm. You actually don't want to have rhythm.
Isn't there like don't they walk in some sort of
Yeah,
rhythm?
yeah, but they have the thumpers, right? And that's the rhythm that draws the worm. But if you walk... yeah, what was it? There's a term.
I can't remember. I have to be honest. I'm not like hardcore into Dune. I just like the idea.
I just like read it, you know, like not too long ago, so that's why I'm remembering
Really?
all these
Oh,
details.
then
And it's also one of my favorite
expert
movies.
on it.
It's also one of my favorite movies.
I'll defer to your expertise in that.
That
case.
is one of the few movies where they actually did a good job bringing it over from the book.
I haven't seen the movies. Are they good?
But movie is sick, dude. You gotta check that out.
All right. Well, Dennis, gonna look for the shot here, but not quite getting it. And by Ali, I mean that's at least some good information. If Dennis had got that kill, that would have been hopeful for VP. Now, still so much time on the clock here that they can easily enough adjust to this VP. They do have 2 smokes and a Molotov as well. So looking for some sort of set execute here, it seems like, in the pistol round.
It's crazy, Anders, when everybody's just buying Kevlar every single round.
Yeah.
All 5 Kevlar, we just actually want to just look for headshots. You know, no. The VP, they're actually showing us that they might have a strategy. Fascinating. Snack's taking a bullet. Olafmeister losing 2 guys isn't part of that strategy, though.
I hope not, at least. Sacrifice a couple of people. Pasha moving closer. Nice opening on Flusher, and that's actually going to give them a chance at least to get the bomb down here. Whether or not they can defend it afterwards is a different matter. Pasha looked momentarily lost inside the smoke, but JW tried on the other side. Now all of Fnatic are going to show up for this retake here. Pasha putting out a bit of a grenade, hiding in the corner as well. Actually falls down, and now he's just shooting like a madman. Not going to make it work. Taz going to go down as well. Neo, 1 on 4, and there's so many waiting for him. JW to pick up the double kill, and Fnatic seemed almost effortless to pick up the retake there.
And Crims, he was just like, yeah, I bought this kit for a reason. I'm going to get the defuse, guys. 1 out of 4, and he gets on it. And, well...
This has just been a remarkably weird game. Nobody's horribly underperforming. No, but everyone is like, there's no one running away with the game either. It's just...
But this is that random element that comes into really loose styles of play like Fnatic, right? Where... You know, they're just capable of winning rounds at any point in time. They've got pistols, they can win. They've got a force buy, they can win. Full buy, they can definitely win. Like, it's just a very odd, weird situation. Flusher going ham right now, just looking for all the kills. He's even going to go in for the repeak. The wallbang doesn't work? Oh,
no, I don't think you can wallbang that, not with the USP.
Shoots Neo in the toe, and that gets the job done.
So greedy.
Yeah, really, greed is good in this case, though, I guess.
10-7.
This is where I'm really worried. This is the key round. And man, again, VP, they just give themselves so little room to work with. 3 flashes, a single smoke. That's what you've got for an execute if you want. It's not pretty. Whereas Fnatic, wow, Fnatic are just going all out aggressive here. Straight to top mid, spotting 2 in playground as well. Dennis stands his ground, takes that fight. Unfortunately, Flusher was just a little bit too late there to follow it up. He might be able to get, yeah, exactly, gets the drop on Pasha. The timing works out, but Neo's able to get out of dodge. He's surviving this with 17 HP. And so far, VP should be fine with this. This works out in their favor.
Yeah, it definitely does. Taz, though, they need to win this fight, and they instead sacrifice themselves to Crims holding that B-bomb. So it looks so pretty.
It did. I thought, this is the moment, this is the time. Taz, you can do it. And then Crims, you know, he's just a heartless fiend. Says, no, I'm not going to allow it. Snacks is there to get revenge, and the double kill. All right, this is just all over the place, man. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, there's absolutely no sense in this. I think Olaf, was he just throwing out a grenade? Then the grenade right onto Neo, cancels the plant. Snacks now going to have to go back and do it himself, it seems.
He's running through the water as well, so that should be enough for Flusha to know where he's playing from. Snacks, I mean, Flusha's still taking it, and Flusha's just bait at that point because JW with the backstab is going to hit the perfect timing to get in there. Both AK saved as well. Mad money in the bank for Fnatic. They can full buy. And well, VP, they just can't catch a break.
What a confusing round.
Yeah, that was all over the place. Crims with his double, and then Snacks with his double. It's just back and forth battles, but in the end, again, these kind of clutch scenarios, they're going Fnatic's way. Similar to what happened on Dust 2.
Yeah.
You know, the VP, they were struggling to try and close out these really important rounds. And Fnatic just keep coming out ahead here. So now VP, I mean, they're back to pistols, just straight up run and gun. They had a single flash, I think, that they chucked into top mid, into long, to see if they could catch anybody. But then yeah, now it gets kind of awkward.
Fnatic are going to be keeping very good distance here, it seems. The only real threat right now is that Deagle in play. Neo, actually, Snack's going to be hitting that headshot, and Snack's picking up a second one. So I said Deagle, but actually the Tech-9 long range that somehow picks up all of those. Snack's close, going to be dropping all off as well, and now it's a managed lead for the VP team, and Fnatic, they're quite far away. The bomb is definitely going to go down.
If Fnatic somehow lose this against pretty much a hard eco, that would be unforgivable. Oh no, Taz point blank, and Crims now, he's going to be able to take the fight. 2 kills for him. It's down to Bialy with the P250, and Bialy decides to challenge. He just decides to try and catch Crims out in the open, give himself a better shot at basically getting some body shots in there with the P250. And it just didn't pan out for him. But again, Fnatic, against these anti-ecos, man, they're really struggling. It was the same thing earlier on. I mean, in the first half, just like one player surviving, that's all of their bank gone.
Does Bialy know that if he just waits, then Crims will have to come to him and defuse the bomb? It seems like that's the common way to play that situation, just fall back and let him.
There it is. JW just threw the smoke. Hold alt. Rush.
Too
God
late.
damn it, Rush.
Well, just go to one of the 2 players down there. We'll see it. We'll catch it eventually, maybe. All right. Just throwing Rush under the bus.
Well deserved. Wow. Go follow him on Twitter, too.
Yeah, you should. He has a stream and everything.
Yeah, man. Rush is a baller. We're messing with him. Or as the Brits would say, we're taking the piss. But yeah, Rush is a good guy.
Got the AWP on JW here. It's still 12-7. I mean, nobody still seems to be allowed to run away with the game. It's obvious that if this pattern continues, Fnatic will be winning the map, but seems like all the time it's just one of these clutches can go in the favor of VP. Might have a real chance here to upset the lead that Fnatic have.
Nice execute coming in here from VP, honestly, with these Molotovs. They're a bit slow behind it. Smoke is down, and Neo hits the perfect time to catch Olafmeister off guard, but then JW is there to land the shot on Pasha, who's carrying that bomb. Neo going to be pushing through, but again with the Molotovs. This is excellent use of the Molotovs here from Virtus.Pro. Flusher regains his vision just in time to stay alive, so he maintains it at a 3-on-3. Not able to cancel out the bomb plant, though, and Neo's going to be able to get in there with that headshot. So now VP, this is a situation they cannot lose, and they're doing a fantastic job. Taz with the headshot on JW, and it's all down to Crims. And again, can he 1v3 it? And it's not looking likely. He's deciding if he wants to back off or not here. But realistically, there should be no chance for him to get in here and actually defuse this, actually win this scenario.
No, Taz is being very aggressive, which I kind of want to question a little bit, but it works out just fine. That's going to make it 12-8, and the money, for Fnatic, only really one person could buy anything, and that's going to be a bit disappointing for them.
And something finally goes VP's way. Neo comes through that smoke, and Olafmeister's caught looking the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, if Olafmeister is like a split second earlier or later, Olafmeister might be ready for Neo to come through. Neo dies, and then these Molotovs, they're all the waste because VP can't push in behind it. Neo getting that kill on Olafmeister creates the opportunity for Virtus.Pro to get onto that site and apply the pressure. That was really nice from him. I mean, just that's when it works, right? When something, somehow the stars align and you actually get things to go your way. But VP with those Molotovs, that was pretty sick. And again, Pasha caught Pasha's gonna be pissed about that, honestly, because he's like, team, team, help me here. You're supposed to be watching that tunnel.
Yeah. Snacks covering the back line as well. Neo with a bit of a double kill, and I mean, Snacks just in a perfect position for this. Almost failing to get the timing down, but works out all right here. JW going to be going down, and that'll be a 9th round for VP.
Yeah, and just enough for Fnatic to go for a force. I'd be amazed if they didn't. But they're keeping us in suspense.
There we go.
Yeah, so the scout over to Olaf.
Scout and AWP.
JW gets a knock up. Straight, I mean, he just straight glass cannons it. Alright. And he's going to take it to top mid as well. I like it. Does he find a target, though? Nope, because Neo gets across just in time. This slow play, though. I mean, this favors VP right now. They've got all the nades. And we saw that they could execute onto the A site. Can they do the same with B? They're using a lot of them, though, to check some of these angles. This is getting a little scary.
Grenade in the back line. It's going to at least tag up Dennis a little bit, so maybe not the worst investment. Just trying to see if we could do something. It really isn't easy in Global Offensive to hit like really good grenades on anybody ever. There are some maps where there are some big chokeholes that sort of allow for it. I guess like Banana or Inferno or something where a lot of grenade damage gets traded around. But generally speaking, if you do like 20 or 30 damage with a grenade, that's pretty good. I mean,
yeah, especially with how sometimes like on stairs, like there's just really awkward spots where you don't want to use nades. Because if the nade lands on the wrong side of the stair, that's it. It just like does no damage when it should do massive damage.
Dennis giving a lot in return. Snacks falling low. Ali also getting tapped up. I think that was the scouting play. And Taz, he barely survives. Olaf, can he actually get the kill on anyone here? Not quite yet. Neo going to get a chance to put the bomb down. And now it's a 3 versus 4 retake here. So not exactly great. Olaf Meister looking for a shot on someone else. That's wall bangs. I mean, if they connect on Snacks or Taz, that's going to be lethal.
He's looking for that shot. Taz is doing such a fantastic job of holding that angle. But now the 4 versus 1 rather. Snacks. I mean, Bialy gets hit so hard he's ejected from the server, I guess. Where did Bialy go?
Yeah, apparently. I sometimes wonder if people realize that you can shoot through this box that people are planning behind.
You can shoot through the top half. There's like 2 stacks, right?
Yeah.
With the AWP, you can shoot through the top half. You can't shoot through the bottom, right?
You can, even without the AWP, you can shoot through the top half.
Yeah, through the top. But I was just thinking maybe you'd found a way to shoot through the bottom one. Because that's the one where it's like, I don't think you can wallbang that one.
I think you can.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
But it is like some surgical stuff, but it's possible.
Okay, so you gotta line up the angle and the pixel and...
Yeah, I have spent a good long while doing it, and I'm pretty sure it's possible, but I'm not saying it's always, but I just wonder sometimes if you're not doing anything else, you know.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if you had the time to set it up, right? If the smokes are down.
Yeah.
If smoke is down on short, right, and all you're doing is looking at that site, you use the wall to cut off cut off toxic and all that. You could probably line up a kind of shot through there to cancel out the diffuse if you're there with the AWP. But that would be some next level stuff.
Yeah, it definitely would be. Yeah, no, man, Overpass is a fun map like that. There's so many things that have yet to been researched. Maybe it's not worth it. I mean,
well, Olaf Meister remembers the last time he came up with something clever on this map, and maybe that's what's holding him back. You know, just doesn't want to do it again.
That did backfire pretty hard on them, didn't it?
Realistically, it might have cost them 4 major titles. Just saying.
Who knows, right?
It should have been Fnatic and Envy in the finals.
I've made my own triple boost on this map that I haven't seen anyone use yet.
Well, I'm sure we'll be seeing it soon.
Yeah, it's in the video. It's in the last video on Overpass. It is fairly ridiculous. It's not actually
it's not realistic.
It's not actually that useful. It's more because I would find it hilarious if someone ever did it. It's for my personal entertainment. All right, it's 13-9, and we're moving into the 8th round here. We've got still a double up set up here on the Fnatic side. A very aggressive move coming out here from JW, looking to see if he can catch anyone. Got to be careful now, actually, because they're moving closer. And if he misses a shot at this range, that probably is going to be lethal. He's got some backup, and Dennis is able to make it work. Goes for the long-range fight. Some crazy spray coming out. Still working out in favor of Fnatic, and JW spots out Snacks that even gets a bit of a shot through the side of the building there.
Yeah, that worked out very nicely here so far for Fnatic. They're keeping that pressure up. Yeah, they have the bomb out in the open as well. And so if they can have that rifle plus JW there with the AWP, kind of surprised to not see more aggression exactly from the man holding on A site to come out and hold that angle. And there you go, JW. He connects with Pasha in the end. I believe that's Olaf Meister who's holding the long line with the AWP. But man, Virtus.Pro, they take the pause, the tactical timeout to wait and talk things over, prepare everything for this one key round. And it's the round that Fnatic just decided to go all out, no respect, straight rush right in their face, and take the fight to them. So whatever VP had planned to do, Fnatic didn't even let them get it rolling.
Yeah, it felt like one of those things where Fnatic just decided, well, we're going to win this game now. And VP could not stop it. I do love the sort of the combination of JW and Dennis pushing up like that. So really hard for them to stop.
Especially, it's that double whammy, and the fact that what was it, Dennis, and then who had his back, Flusha? Or was it Crims?
JW was pushed up with the AWP, and Dennis was there with a rifle. And I don't know who the third man was, but nice shot from JW. And obviously VP don't have a lot to stop this with. This is looking like some almost classic JW stuff. Just as soon as he gets the first kill in, it seems like he's just able to keep going.
And I'm actually, like, at that moment, I'm kind of surprised he misses the third one.
Yeah.
This is very much a one-sided affair coming through here for VP. They hardly invested at all in the round, and they're just going to get slammed. Match point again here for Fnatic, 15-9. And now Virtus.Pro, after that round of eco, they're going to have enough money to buy, and they need 6 rounds in a row to take this to overtime. So it's very similar to what happened on Dust 2. There's quite a gap still between VP and Fnatic, so quite a ways to go here. But maybe VP this time now they get to execute what they had in mind earlier. You know, because they didn't really get to do it last time. So again, we have 2 guys heading up, or just the one actually, and this time it's Pasha. It's not Neo who's going to go into Playground, so that's already changing things up a little bit.
And they're being watchful defensive on that side. Olaf, though, down in the connector, going to be picking up the first kill, and they keep fighting here. Actually, a bit of wallbang. He almost flicked onto Flusher. That looked a bit scary for just a moment here. Now they're going to be wasting some more of VP's time by smoking and molotoving, and Taz burns alive. He's doing a Cajun beat, just standing in the fire, and it's Bialy and Neo left. 2 versus 5 here. Not a good position for VP to be in. It looks like it's going to be Fnatic winning both maps here, and VP not able to put up enough of a fight here, losing 16-9 on Overpass.
Very, very one-sided in the end. So one-sided, in fact, that Taz couldn't bear the shame. He needed to cleanse his soul with the fire and flames. Just stand there and was hoping for redemption.
Let it all go.
Let it all go, man. Because you have now lost 4 maps in a row at the beginning of this league, VP. All of these maps can come back to haunt them.
Maybe he was trying to reenact one of those stupid YouTube videos where people put like rubbing alcohol on themselves and you know,
Dude,
you've heard
it's
of,
always
like,
good for like the Darwin Awards, right? You know what I mean?
You've heard about like the cinnamon challenge. Who came up with the fire challenge and thought it was? If someone challenged you to the fire, you'd just be like, no.
Sometimes there's that like rubber cement though that you can put on your hand and it doesn't burn your hand, and that can be like controlled. But for the guys who like put on their pants and stuff like that, no.
Don't.
No.
Never do that. Never.
Aye. Well, that's enough of us discussing Darwin Award, sort of situations. We're going to go ahead and handle over to the analysts now to break down the game that we just saw. Actually, both games. So, Lee, it's all you.
Thank you very much, guys. Yes, welcome back to the NVIDIA Analyst Desk. So, as predicted, Fnatic did take it. It wasn't any wildness like the SK Navi game. It was fairly solid in the end. I mean, if you look at, say, for the first map, if you look at Dust 2, it was like a 12-3 first half. And then they kind of just coasted to the end. I think the score maybe looked a lot closer than it probably should have been.
I mean, they were leading 14-4 or 5.
And then they just like switched off
something
and
like that.
Mode,
and at that point, they probably themselves are aware that there's a slim chance of them losing the game, so they take the foot off the gas a bit. But in the end, it was a pretty straightforward win for Fnatic.
And I even not necessarily felt it into Overpass, but you felt that Virtus.Pro just never got like any of the clutches in the rounds. Like, they never seemed to close the rounds down. Like they trade pretty well coming into on the side. Taz was actually having the bigger game than anyone, but then eventually Fnatic just closed.
Yeah,
it's just like it's fizzled out.
So both maps, they actually started out like, they'd win the pistol, they'd trade back, and then they'd trade back, and they'd trade back. And it always seemed that Fnatic would eventually come out on top, and that was like. But they were there. They were in the mix for a while.
Well, that's exactly why Fnatic is the best team in the world. Because when it comes to those close rounds, when they're don't have all of their resources, when they're you want to say even not favorites to win the round, they manage to somehow miraculously get a couple of kills, get some crazy headshots, and then win. That's the problem when you want to play let's say a map like Dust 2 against Fnatic. It's not just dealing with them strategically. You need to be prepared for those miraculous rounds, because take your pick: Olaf, Meister, Dennis, JW, Flasha, Creams. Anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it.
To be fair though, like even Bialy had a very quiet game, who sometimes can provide a lot of that, or at least did some time ago. Didn't seem to be really operating on the same sort of level as maybe I'd hoped he had. When him and Snacks were really like bounding off each other really well, and it's just weird seeing Taz being the one to have to kind of like pull them forward and just seemed.
And
a
you
little
saw
bit quiet.
moments where like the team was switched off, like Pasha sitting scope down Monster, and then
That's-
someone
that's
just runs out, pistols him in his face.
But then-
Yet
but then
three other teammates are stood
You
next
don't
to him, and
expect
nobody looks at it.
someone to come running at you with the USPS.
But you also expect someone to be
hindsight-
covering you.
Hindsight is 2020 when we got X-ray
Yeah,
on,
of
right?
course.
But then when you're just like watching someone to push from Monster, maybe they're like gonna like peek it, maybe just try and like get a quick kill. You don't expect Olaf to just come plowing through with the USPS, nothing else, no reason as to why you do it. Just get in your face and pick up a quick kill. Like, sure, it's really annoying from Pasha's perspective because you'll say they're like, guys,
Yeah.
hello. But outside of that, like, of course, it's just kind of like bad luck almost at times. You just had like, well, it happens.
Not looking good for Virtus.Pro though. Let's
No.
check out, of course, what the matches were today. If you missed the early games, it was SK up against Na'Vi, and a bit of a shock certainly came their way, that's for sure. SK Gaming coming out on top in both maps. Incredible stuff. Cobble was a whitewash, a 14-1 first half over on the CT side. Yes, the CT side. Incredible stuff. And then they managed to take them 16-12. Then, of course, moving on towards the Score Esports hot match of the night. Fnatic getting the double over Virtus.Pro. Fantastic stuff. So overall, what are your quick thoughts on the league so far? I mean, that's a 0 for Virtus.Pro starting out.
I think that teams like NIP, G2, maybe even Dignitas, they're like now, oh, everything's going according to plan, you know. I mean, the VP and the Navi are probably the two teams who are, you know, the biggest contenders for that third, fourth place. In my opinion, Fnatic and NVS are probably the two main contenders for the first two spots, and then it's all these other teams.
I mean, Astralis are what, 2-2 now? Wasn't the greatest.
Although they
stuff.
had, okay, they were favored against G2, but they had a game against Navi as well. But I mean, it's definitely going to be tight. You guys were talking about it last season. You know, teams like VP got off to a slow start, causing them to miss the offline finals in the end. We saw FaZe playing really well.
Yep, getting the 2-0.
Yeah.
See,
so.
and I'm looking forward to seeing if Flipside coming in and they're not like the easy beat team, we suddenly have everyone being able to maybe pick up a couple of games. Whereas last time the kind of bottom two teams, I guess, were pretty easy pickups in the previous season, so it kind of gave a little more buffer for teams above them to just break ahead. But if Flipside come out and they're not trash, then suddenly you've got a really close league because suddenly, you know, SK are playing well, so they're above that. Now you've got FaZe coming in, who is the other like kind of wildcard team, who I don't think we need to really question their performance. So suddenly you've got teams now like that top 4 is ridiculous. Top 6 is even ridiculous. I don't know. I think I want to see like how everyone's performing. I think NIP's going to be a little happy, I guess, that like certain teams are looking weaker, but then also they now have to step up because you consider them to be a team that should be able to get maybe within the top 6 to 7.
And I think this should be like the Navi example should be a lesson for other top teams that they should not get complacent. You know, they should not underestimate these other teams because they are going. You know,
because Navi have been doing well at events, and they're not doing badly.
And they play a lot of events. They get invited to every event. Teams like SK, they don't get invites. They have to go through qualifiers. They don't qualify for everything. So if they qualify for a league as this one, which is
they take it super serious.
You know, it's their main thing they can play. So you know.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, that is it for us this week. Next week, of course, there's going to be yet more games. Lots of stuff coming up on Monday. This will be, so set your watches for that one. 7 Central European time. It's going to be Fnatic versus G2 Esports. That is the ex-Titan lineup. And of course, Virtus.Pro are going to be up against Dignitas. Some more Danes that they can face against. Some tough matches for them. No doubt about it. And of course, you guys, don't forget to check out the Score Esports app. You can get the scores, the stats, news, articles, everything over there on iOS and, of course, at Google Play. Everything you need is all right there. That is it for us, guys. Coming up later tonight in, I believe, 3 hours' time, it will be 2 Central European time. But the American side of the NA ESL Pro League is going to be Cloud9 versus CLG and Luminosity versus Liquid. So some pretty damn good games tonight over in America.
Potential for some really creamy action, you can say.
Well, Moses, we hope to see you later tonight. That is it from us, guys. We'll see you Monday.